Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOC viewers argue whether this should be Shannon Beador's last season. Shannon Beador has had some tough seasons on The Real Housewives of Orange County, but this might be her most challenging yet. The Bravo cameras picked up for season 18 after Shannon's DUI arrest, a friendship fallout with Tamra Judge, and her breakup with John Jansen. If that wasn't dramatic enough, she had to film with John's new girlfriend, Alexis Bellino, who stormed onto the show ready to defend her man. Since filming started, Shannon has had to contend with threats of damaging videos being released, allegations of a $75,000 unpaid loan, and a pending lawsuit, drama with Tamra, and ongoing issues with Alexis. Viewers have been watching Shannon's many breakdowns this season as she's hit with one thing after another. It's been a struggle for the mom of three, and now RHOC fans wonder if it's time for her to leave the show. The Real Housewives polls asked X, "Do you think this should be Shannon Beador's final season?" RHOC. The post garnered a ton of feedback, and it was pretty clear that the majority wanted Shannon to stay on the show. "No, Shannon excelled this season. It should be Tamra's last season for sure though," someone responded. "Who is asking this question? Shannon has delivered the main story every single season since she joined," reasoned someone else. An RHOC viewer said, "No, she's one of the few HW on Bravo letting us see her reality, and not some made-up BS." Another added, "I love the ones who show me their realness when I watch reality shows, and Shannon has always done that." Someone else also exclaimed, "No, it should be Tammy Sue's last season and she can take extortionist Barbie with her." Meanwhile, if the choice is up to Shannon, it's safe to say she's not going anywhere. For one, she has a lawsuit on her hands thanks to John, who turned down her offer to repay him the $75,000. That means she must stack up those Bravo checks, because who knows how much she'll have to shell out if this goes to court. The RHOC star also has kids in college, costing her a pretty penny. Plus, if there were ever a time for Shannon to walk away from the show, it would have been this season given everything that was happening in her life. Instead, she chose to stay and face the music, and while it's been through, the 60-year-old is getting an overwhelming amount of support from Bravo fans. If we had to guess, Shannon is here to stay. As season 17 of The Real Housewives of Orange County heats up, Shannon Beador has once again found herself at the center of the drama, and fans are sharply divided on whether this should be her last season on the show. Shannon's tenure has been filled with highs and lows, emotional breakdowns, friendships made and shattered, and unforgettable confrontations. Yet, as this season unfolds, viewers are beginning to question whether her storyline has run its course, or if she remains essential to the fabric of RHOC. Shannon first burst onto the scene in season 9, and it didn't take long for her to become one of the most polarizing figures in the OC. With her holistic lifestyle, strong opinions, and vulnerability about her troubled marriage, she brought a realness that fans either loved or couldn't stand. Over the years, viewers have seen her go through immense personal growth, from her highly publicized divorce from David Beador to her weight loss journey and battles with anxiety. But some fans argue that now, 10 seasons later, her narrative is beginning to feel stale. "I used to love Shannon, but enough is enough," says one commenter on a popular RHOC fan forum. "Every season, it's the same thing. She's in tears, she's fighting with everyone, and then she plays the victim. She doesn't seem to learn from her mistakes." This sentiment is shared by a portion of the RHOC fan base, who feel Shannon's emotional meltdowns and feuds are growing repetitive. This season, her on-again off-again relationship with John Jansen has been front and center, with rumors of toxicity swirling around them. For some viewers, it feels like déjà vu as they watch Shannon navigate another turbulent relationship, and the fatigue is setting in. But not everyone feels this way. For every critic, there's a loyal Shannon fan ready to defend her. Shannon is the heart of the show, writes another viewer on social media. She's raw, she's real, and she's not afraid to show her messy side. That's what makes her relatable. People want her gone because she's vulnerable, but that's why she's important. She's not pretending her life is perfect. This argument resonates with many fans who feel Shannon's emotional transparency sets her apart from her fellow housewives. They appreciate that she doesn't shy away from showing her struggles, whether it's her difficult relationships or her ongoing battle with anxiety. To them, Shannon's authenticity is what makes her compelling. But as with all things in reality TV, there's also the drama factor to consider. Shannon's explosive personality has undoubtedly kept the show interesting over the years. Whether she's screaming at Kelly Dodd during an infamous cast trip to Ireland or accusing Jenna Kirschen-Heider of betraying her trust, Shannon's confrontations are often some of the most memorable moments of the season. And let's face it, fans tune in for the drama. Without Shannon stirring the pot, would RHOC still have the same edge? RHOC wouldn't be the same without Shannon's chaos, one fan posted. She's the perfect mix of crazy and vulnerable. I love to hate her, and that's what makes her a perfect housewife. This is a sentiment shared by many, particularly those who believe Shannon's emotional outbursts and frequent feuds are essential ingredients to the show's success. After all, in the world of the Real Housewives, conflict is currency, and Shannon has delivered it in spades. However, critics argue that Shannon's emotional volatility has crossed the line from entertaining to uncomfortable. I used to find her meltdowns funny, but now it's just sad, one viewer commented. She's clearly going through something, and it feels exploitative to keep her on the show when she's not in a good place mentally. This concern has been echoed by others who feel that Shannon's increasingly erratic behavior is more painful than dramatic. Her frequent drinking has also become a topic of discussion, with some fans questioning whether her continued presence on the show is doing her more harm than good. It's not just viewers who are divided on Shannon's future with the franchise. Her relationships with her castmates are also in flux. This season, she's found herself at odds with several of the women, including Gina and Emily Simpson. Their long-simmering tensions have boiled over in multiple confrontations, and it's clear that Shannon is struggling to maintain friendships within the group. Her dynamic with Heather Dubrow is also on shaky ground, with accusations of backstabbing and gossip taking center stage. For some, Shannon's inability to sustain healthy relationships with the other women is a sign that she's become more of a hindrance than an asset to the show. And then there's the argument of new blood. With the addition of new housewives like Jennifer Pedranti, there's a growing sentiment among viewers that it's time for RHOC to evolve. We need fresh faces and new stories, argues one fan. Shannon's drama feels tired. I want to see what the new girls bring to the table. The introduction of new cast members often signals a shift in dynamics, and for some fans, Shannon represents the old guard that's holding the show back from reaching its full potential. Despite the mounting criticism, Shannon remains a fan favorite for many, and her departure would undoubtedly leave a significant hole in the show's narrative. Love her or hate her, Shannon Beador is one of the last standing veterans of RHOC, and her departure would mark the end of an era. Her journey, from holistic housewife to emotionally raw single mother, has been a cornerstone of the show for the better part of a decade, and for some, she's irreplaceable. As the season unfolds and tensions continue to rise, the question of Shannon's future on RHOC remains up in the air. Should she leave the show and focus on her personal well-being, or does she still have more to offer? One thing is certain, whether she stays or goes, Shannon Beador has left an indelible mark on the franchise, and her presence will be felt long after the cameras stop rolling. Ultimately, only time will tell if this is Shannon's swan song, or if she'll continue to navigate the tumultuous waters of the OC for seasons to come. For now, the debate rages on, with fans passionately arguing both sides. After all, in the world of the Real Housewives, nothing is ever as simple as it seems.